broadcast. He is the Rockisland Independents using the Rams. I am the Chicago Tigers using the Panthers. And there's a notification that John just went live. So I'll add that to the playlist real quick while we're loading. Okay.
And we welcome all of our viewers inside a place that the folks around here like to call the Vault, and that's Bank of America Stadium.
So this would be Cubs Park in Chicago, which today is known as Wrigley Field. And I must have lost the toss.
Between the Los Angeles Rams and the Carolina Panthers.
It doesn't even really get to the toss anymore. It just sort of just says whoever.
Yeah.
That's weird, because mine was supposed to be all white. Okay.
Yeah. Didn't he have this issue with another game?
I think it was 17.
Oh. Yeah. I should not have come out.
I'm the yellow team.
Okay.
He's almost done.
Wanted to share my link too, so that my phone is being a bitch right now. I don't want to watch John's broadcast. I can't get my phone to turn off. Hold on a second. I don't want it. No, I can't. Okay, I need to pause because I don't want to end up seeing your plays.
That's fine, pause.
There. Share. Rough start. My brand new phone here.
We should also make mention that this game is a test game as well for the other league.
Oh yeah, yeah. I do not. Oh yeah, okay, wait for you. Okay. A couple things have changed. I'm waiting for you to resume.
Oh, okay.
The level has changed to All Pro, and the length of the game quarters changed to 8 minutes. It's to test out for Sack to the Future 61. I gotta be honest, I'm not that great on All Pro level, so I'm a little worried that the Bills and Colts playoff days are done. At least for a couple years while I learn it, but we'll see.
I could have sworn we're already
Falcon on the carry.
Guess not.
What's that?
I thought we were already on All Pro in the other one.
If you were dominating that much on All Pro, you should go back to the Bush League.
Yeah, right.
But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Okay, so if you recognize the name Gil Falcon, who just ran the ball, he was also on the Hammond Pros in 1920. And I'm not, for this league, I'm not differentiating who played when. If they're on the roster, they're on the roster, because there's only 25 guys.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10.
Pass complete to Meager. The Tigers were coached and owned by Gil Falcon, which makes it even more confusing. They went and played some games for Hammond. But his brother Dick Falcon is also on this team. I don't know if it's his brother or not. I'm just assuming. I also assume that's a fake name too. So the Tiger quarterback is Duncan On, and the Rock Island quarterback is Fred Chicken. And the reason I bring that up is because part of me wants to win this game and not lose to John yet again. But the other part of me really wants a Super Bowl matchup between Fred Chicken and Frank Bacon of the Dayton Triangles.
Fred Chicken and Frank Bacon. That'd be cool.
I am also not using my custom playbook. For the first time in a long time, I'm using the scheme playbook. So we'll see how that works, because I'm gonna test running the Colts and Bills at a similar scheme to reality. Although you can't run the ball, well, you can't run the ball power offense like in the NFL 60s, or the Bills did, but it's just not set up on this Madden. That was Alfred Eisler on the carry, and it went nowhere.
An interesting and intriguing decision there
They're not going to give me a burp, are you?
extra DBs on the field.
Don't mind me, I'm just, you know, burping my kid. He's looking at me funny.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Oh, there you are. That was a good one. Go figure I put a smile on your face.
We're not going to mention this kid is 16 years old, but he's burping his kid.
16 years old. Yeah, no, he's just over 3 months now.
Almost intercepted. So the drive stalls as the non cannot hit his man. Where are we on the 45? Wrigley or Cubs Park looks beautiful in 1920, doesn't it?
Won't continue to go in that direction. It feels like they think they've got something good going there, and they think those numbers are going to increase.
Mockmore? They must have been really Chicken. Chicken is back there to try and get it. Chicken cannot run very fast.
The 10-yard line.
Yeah,
so let me switch to the Rock Island.
Pretty good point.
Rock Island is the better team. Obviously, like I said, they were supposed to have a first-round bye, but I screwed it up. They've got a couple Hall of Famers. For the life of me, I can't think of who they are right now. Fred Chicken is under center. Chicken in the hen house.
There we go. Oh, he's fine.
And they'll go with the ground
Wyman.
And they're able to bring him down at the 20.
So Arnie Wyman on the carry.
And it'll be second and very short.
Now, why were these teams used to represent these teams? No real reason. Just needed to fill out divisions to make sure you had the right amount of teams in the playoffs. We could have moved the franchise to Chicago and called them the Tigers. That's an option on here. But then they only last 1 year, so then you're looking at having to move them back somewhere else the following year. And it's just so using Carolina at least has a cat of some kind on their helmet. As far as the Rams for the Independents go, I don't know. Again, I needed somebody in the West.
Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
On first down, he'll drop to throw.
Ooh, and Chicken gets the ball off before he's plucked.
I forgot his first name was Frank Chicken. Or Fred.
Fred. It's Frank Bacon.
So you see F
Dayton.
Chicken.
Fred.
So like it's fried chicken on the field.
Yeah. Right. Oh, that can't be his real name. Because wouldn't you think, like Bacon, there's other Bacons, Kevin Bacon, obviously. Yeah. But with a name like Chicken, wouldn't you think there'd be chicken somewhere? You'd hear of it again.
Ooh, get away. Yeah, no way.
Power rush there, and the sack is performed by somebody. Because there's no jersey numbers back then. If you've never seen a blast from the past game before, for the offense they use 1 through whatever, 25, 27. And then their defensive counterpart is 99 through the other, and it matches like number 1 wears 99. The one glaring exception in the league so far is George Halas from the Chicago Bears. He actually did have a number because he played long enough to, so he's number 7 in Chicago.
He'll look to throw.
All over the middle, and it's caught.
And way up past the 35 before he's taken down.
Number 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oak Smith on the reception. Got a message.
Oh, really? Voice your opinion there, kid.
Now, I don't want this. Okay, what is going on with this phone all of a sudden? Right.
It just went ding, so I don't know.
Yeah, it was my wife sitting in a group chat, a family chat.
Oh.
Later tonight, am I correct in saying that the NFC Championship in Sack of the Future will be?
Yeah, that should be tonight. I thought it was last night, but apparently, swing shifts. You forget what day of the week it is.
Gil Falcon on the tackle.
You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10.
Meanwhile, here in upstate New York, in my region, we're having a school day as we've had a ice storm. Nothing like the 121 years ago. There's a fumble.
It's on the ground, and it's picked up.
It was picked up by Johnny Barrett. So the Tigers have the ball.
Because that was a pretty clean fumble.
Arnie Wyman. Now, this is not, unlike with Sack to the Future, for those who've never seen it, Phantom Fighter did not do the ratings. I did. I used a different system based on games started and stat leaders. But since there's no stats in 1920, they can't earn extra points for leading a team or league. So they just basically get points for games started. They start at a base of 70. And if you start 6 games, you get 6 points. A Hall of Famer gets points for that. So it may seem like they're really bad, but trust me, as we move forward in the future, these players will get better. And by the time we're in the 30s and 40s, where there's actual stats, it'll feel more like a Madden game. However, on paper, the Independents should be better. They have at least 2 Hall of Famers and 1 more games. But the Tigers do have Gil Falcon. Also, as I get better with realizing where the points should come off and go on, the players will get feel more realistic too. Although, as far as I'm concerned, the slowness of the players compared to today's players is pretty close. Because the NFL players in 1920 weren't like today's.
Yeah, not the steroided, weight room, beefed up monsters of today.
Oscar Knopp is wide open. Nobody covered him. And Duncan on is able to dunk the pass over the top.
Most of these guys had side jobs of bootlegging booze.
Oh yeah, this is... Hey Google, when did Prohibition end? So we're right in the middle of Prohibition. We're just at the beginning of it, actually. Falcon up the middle, but he's declawed after a gain of 1.
Well, you know, at least like 3 of them got trunks full of booze out in the parking lot, right?
Oh yeah. Well, this is Chicago.
Oh,
I mean, most of these teams are from the greater Chicago area. So.
Like everybody's car, then they're expecting to have a big party afterwards.
Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And they'll run it here.
And Falcon is just—he's got no burst whatsoever. He's now carried 4 times for -1 yard.
Quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
You look at the scores on the bottom. This will be the last wildcard game. So moving on into the divisional round, I'll only have to edit half the teams, and I've already actually done the Decatur Staleys, so the games can move a little bit faster. But we're also hitting the off-season for Sack to the Future, and we're working on this untitled Worst Era project. So, it is what it is. We'll get to him.
And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line.
He fails to get a 40-yard field goal with these kickers.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job.
The kicker would be Johnny Barrett
keeping him from a first down.
For the Tigers.
Now here's the Panthers special teams unit to try a field goal for 3. This a 40-yard attempt from the left half.
That's something I haven't seen in this game yet, is a deflected kick that continued on like that Eagles kick did.
Yeah, you know, they're either outright blocked or you don't get them. There is no. I wonder if, because of how it affected this year's playoffs, if the EA will try to get it into next year's. Have you noticed as you're setting up for the kick, the kick line in this Madden disappears? Ooh, I missed that.
I think I've seen it before. Kind of like fades away.
This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set.
Okay, so after the fumble, the Tigers are unable to capitalize with a touchdown. Chicken is back under center. Chicken in the basket. Oh, what the heck was that?
Yeah, he didn't want to sit down and burp, so he stood up and burped.
Arnie Wyman just did a somersault, landed on his feet, and he called the play dead. There's some weird animations in this year's Madden.
There's some weird animations in almost every Madden.
Now back to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
Alone.
Fried chicken was 1 for 3.
As I watched that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard.
Did they have fried chicken in the 20s?
Oh, yeah. Hey, Google, when was Kentucky Fried Chicken founded?
It was like in the 40s or 50s.
Huh.
1952. But there is that scene in One Little House on the Prairie episode in the late 1800s where Colonel Sanders shows up. Obviously, it's not realistic, but...
Right.
Oh, chicken floats it, and it's complete.
Well, it's not like they didn't have cooking fat back then.
As far as tight ends go, this guy's not a speed burner. He's much more of an inline blocking type of a tight end. But how about this last play?
We end the first quarter with Chicago Tigers leading 3-0. It didn't seem to take too much longer. It's 19 minutes in, but there was a lot of. My broadcast started almost 2 minutes before yours.
Yeah.
And on the ground they go with a running back.
I had some spelling
issues. Up the middle.
It took me a second to realize I remember how to spell something.
9 yards is the pick up there, and they'll have a
Wyman up the middle, and I am on the Independents roster. Tackled by Milt Gee.
The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front.
I have a defensive end named Buckeye.
Buckeye.
Right up the middle for Wyman, and Buckeye's going to make the tackle. Garland, Buckeye.
At 5 yards on the play there, as the drive will continue.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, "Are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down." They love being physical.
1st and 10.
Back to throw now on 1st down.
He's open.
Going right side here, and that's complete. Touchdown.
And a touchdown to Marshall. That would be... Why is this laptop such a piece of crap? Bobby Marshall on the reception.
Looking at, oh yeah, I see what you're talking about. Yeah, I forgot. It's been a while since we've kicked anything, so ooh, that's a shame.
And how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
And this is no good. He missed it. Not a good start here in the kicking department. As this remains,
yeah, you only have a couple seconds to make sure your arrow's pointing in the right direction, and then you're just left with the bottom half of the arch.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, yeah, we are on All-Pro for sure. It takes me a second to adjust to All-Pro kicking.
Maybe that's part of All-Pro?
No, it definitely is part of All-Pro.
Nice kick return there by, that's your roster, Gil Falcon. That's what I mean. Shit for running, yeah.
Because if it was all Madden, it would be even faster.
So I think the biggest adjustment I'm going to have to make is that the running game could be much different.
Yeah, usually the only thing I got to adjust is the kicking. Adjust to, I should say, rather than adjust.
Chrysler on the carry. I think my biggest fears is that in Bush League I was just so horrible, and not just against humans. Obviously, there were human competitors in that league that were just far beyond superior to me. But against a computer, I didn't do that well. Although I've now been playing the game for 4 years, and a lot of things I've learned, hopefully, it will transfer.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And that play going
Eisler on the carry. He's now had 4 carries, -5 yards.
It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
See, every other thing I do outside of the leagues is always an all-pro. So like when I'm doing my simulations for my created character or whatever the heck. So.
Yeah, I should have been doing that too, because that would have helped.
They'll look to throw.
I think it's I'm not sure.
Complete to Johnny Barrett.
I think I still got to create a character. I got to create a character in this one.
I had a couple games with Thurman Thomas, but that day that all of my offline franchises reset, I lost that one and I just deleted it. I now I've learned this Madden, it's helpful if you use the create save point. That seems to be working for the offline stuff.
My DN that I created in 18 is still a monster.
Yeah. Falcon with a 4-yard carry. Falcon helped me win the game, and with a Hammond, I forget who your team was representing. Detroit, I believe.
Yeah.
Detroit Heralds, Hammond Pros.
Lyle.
On play action, they'll throw.
He got flopped. Ooh,
oh man! Tried to fit it in, and your guy kept going. My guy stopped. Interception by, was that Nichols?
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a
Sid Nichols
referencing golf.
on this drive, didn't it?
I know.
Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
Sid Nichols with a diving interception. And now Fred Chicken is back in the basket, under center.
Here we go. Green, 39. From deep in their own territory, they look to throw.
Over the middle and complete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to
looking for number 6, Bobby Marshall again.
Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess.
Oh, right up the middle, wide open. Breaks the tackle of Falcon, and then pays for it. No, that's your guy.
He gave it to him. 15 big yards.
What's the old adage, partner? Don't judge
well, that was 99. Duncan on, the quarterback. Lowered the boom.
And sets it on its head. Great effort there to break a tackle and come up with a nice game.
So he put the dunk on.
Yeah.
Here's
first and 10 at the 19-yard line. Right back.
Listen, isn't it required to tell like cheesy ass dad jokes now once you come down, right?
That is right, yeah. Tackle there made by number 94, Oscar Knopp. Who had a big reception earlier in the game, wearing number 6.
Was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to hold to something a little more advantageous.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And a short pickup there as he'll take this up to right around
Lyman, 10 rushes, 61 yards. Well, you got the running thing going.
Looking at a third and about 9 to go.
Knopp again on the tackle.
At times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a third and long at the outset of this drive. They'll set up a throw.
How do you get
patience? Lots and lots of patience.
Wide open?
He wasn't until almost the last second.
51 yards.
I have no pass rush.
Similar to a slant, it's all about timing when you're throwing a crossing route. Quarterback and receiver
that too. If there's no pass rush, it really helps.
Eddie Novak on the reception.
I'm going to blame it on the bootleggers. They're all drunk.
And they'll run it here.
Right up the middle again. I've got no...
I'm surprised there wasn't a team in the 20s called the Bootleggers. Just to be, yeah, but just to be kind of like the smart Alex and, you know.
The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like
that. Would have a viewer
right there.
That would have been funny. The Bootleggers. Ouch.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to bring up the third down.
He cracked him pretty good.
Put it down.
And on the ground they go.
Get away from him.
And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Well, someone's been having a good game so
One
far.
thing I've noticed, like I said earlier in the game, that I'm using schemes as a specific playbook instead of my regular, is that, yes, comments are showing, Phantom Fighter. You cannot hear John. What the hell?
Really?
John.
We checked all them settings.
Yeah. That's on YouTube then, because all the settings are right. He's sharing his voice. I'm allowing party chat to be shared. I mean, everything's right. This is ridiculous.
All stuff's checked off, yeah.
Yeah. YouTube, well, comments are showing up on the screen finally. I guess we should be happy we got that.
They'll set up to throw.
Another fumble recovery by the Tigers. With a minute 56 to go. Anyway, Phantom Fighter, since you can hear me, I'll let you know. We're doing the 8-minute quarters and we're on All-Pro. Of course, using these teams, you don't get a sense of the speed because none of these guys have it. But I don't know. There's been a few things that are definitely different. But
should have been picked off, really. But
understand why you can't be heard, because up until that, like the party chats the other days, as far as I know, everybody's voices were being shared.
Yeah, everything was
why it won't let me share your voice? But yet on your video,
yeah. Once we discovered how to do it, we had everybody set it. Uh-oh, chicken busting the coverage.
Not with a diving reception, is dunking on, trying to ruin the chicken bacon Super Bowl. It's just to play without even looking at it.
Can we call it a chicken bacon waffle Super Bowl?
Oh, I like it.
The breakfast bowl.
Now, by 1920, the forward pass is legal. However, you had to be 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage in order to throw the ball. That would be in effect until 1933.
It's a good thing we're not playing it that way. We all screwed up.
Also, when Brian was in a party with you, only your voice is on YouTube. Both voices are Johnson. So, alright, it has to be something on my side. But I went and checked all my settings beforehand.
Basically, all boxes got to be checked.
Yeah. Well,
there's one in setting up the broadcast that's got to be checked. And the other settings, all three of them got to be checked.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he will be brought down at about the 40.
Why I ran on third down, because now I'm worried about the voices. I wasn't freaking paying attention.
Necessitate a call for the punt team here on fourth down.
What were you saying when I joined about playbook? Oh, okay. I'm using scheme-specific playbook, which means I set up the playbook based on, like, more realistic looking for the Chicago Tigers at that time, instead of my downloaded custom playbooks that I've always used. I'm going to try and go to make the Bills and Colts more realistic that way for Sack of the Future. And it's not, no, it's a touchback. It's not real possible to make, oh, it's at the 10. It's not real possible. I'm gonna, at halftime, go look at my settings real quick for, to make these teams look like 1920. But at least I'm gonna get used to not having all my plays available to me.
Go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
And they'll go ground game here with the tailback.
Up the middle with Wyman. 82 yards on the ground now.
5 yards on the carry.
The Rock Island Independents leading 6-3.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Wide open receiver complete. And they're going to get this beyond the
I am using the Carolina playbooks. It's not a creative playbook. Well, unless we can find a creative playbook that matches the actual scheme from the era, I'm going to use as close as I can to that's on a, which I might have to do some research or look at Operation Sports to figure out, okay, what's a good playbook for this scheme. But the good thing with Sack to the Future is I really only have to change when coaches change. And in 1961, get him. 62, the Bills hired a new coach, so it makes sense that my playbook will be changed. Lou Saban comes in.
Good old Lou Saban.
Yeah.
So
everybody was a.
Did you play for him?
Yes,
was he still there when you played?
Yep.
Okay, so we'll definitely have stories about Lou Saban as we get into it.
He said everybody was a pussy willow. That was his thing.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down.
I won't say what the other thing was, but it involves slamming something in the drawer.
And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45.
And as John's not paying attention, he leaves the final timeout on the field, and we go to halftime. Okay, I'm going to, once I can, pause the game. Creative playbook for great play, now terrible in franchise for CPU team. Obviously, they work for a player who sets the report. I can't seem to pause it yet, so I'll have to select the kickoff. Maybe we get up the line of scrimmage. I can pause it.
That's what we got to do. Really?
Oh, it's not letting me. So let's get the kick out of the way then.
One of these two teams about to play their final half of the season as we're back at it in this NFC Wildcard bout. And this will not be returned.
Not the Tom Riddle from Harry Potter fame.
Okay. I will be right back. I don't want trophies. What the hell? Settings. Okay.
I doubt it's in any of these settings here, but...
Sound and screen. Just double check that. Audio output. No, that has nothing to do with it. Okay.
I'll double check mine while we're doing it. Might as well. Settings. It should be down in... Yeah. Sharing in Minecraft. All three of them are checked, yes. The other one is at the beginning of the broadcast, at the top. Which you can't really check right now because you have to be able to do that at the beginning.
I thought there was a way to do it in the middle of the...
Maybe? Broadcast settings... Advanced settings, audio sharing settings. No, that's the same ones as before. That might have been it too. There was a party setting spot. Let me check that one. Settings. Where the hell's party settings? Where is party settings? Party settings. Adjust microphone, chat audio, prioritize party chat party. Why? Okay, mine for some reason was back on do not allow. I switched it. That's weird. So it's party settings seems to be where the issue is.
Okay. Did you check
hopefully,
it?
Yeah, I checked it and switched it back to always allow. So we'll see.
So Phantom Fighter, you'll have to let us know if you can now hear John.
I should theoretically just start popping back up into it. So okay, now that we realize it's party settings is where the issue is. All right, whenever you're ready to start.
I've already hit. You've got to hit it now.
For a touchback.
Okay. Yeah, so
that's just weird. Because I know I set that before.
Right. Maybe you got to do it each time. I don't know.
I don't think so.
Mine is.
Unless
set.
I set it on the other profile and didn't set it on this one.
Might be.
That might have been it.
Damn it.
I'll have to double check my other profile too, just in case.
The defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback in his center?
He's got some plank and power, man.
He says he can hear both now, so that was it.
So that was it.
What's that?
The little dude, he's over here. Mom is playing with him. She's picking him up, and he's just boarded right out, legs out straight, everything out straight. That kid's got a core.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that.
So although we want these games to be competitive, we are going to use them to test things. That way we don't have to, as long as Phantom Fighter and Brian agree, you know, watch the game and agree what we've done is okay. Because the other suggestion was to test them in preseason games, and I don't know about you, but I really don't want to play preseason games.
The only other thing I could think of is just do up an exhibition game, because it shouldn't really matter.
Yeah.
It would be the same settings. The only real difference would be the rosters and the attributes for individual players.
Mm. So I mean, if you want more, wait, so what are the settings for this game? All Pro, 8-minute quarters. The sliders are everything set back to 50 except injuries. Injuries are on, but they're at 15. Just things we discussed yesterday in the chat. And we can work on sliders from there. It's kind of, it will be hard to tell the sliders on this because of the ratings. Oh, I went the wrong freaking way. The ratings are so poor compared to 1961. Yeah. But the sliders itself, the sliders is going to be a work in progress. I think after every Sector Future week, we should see, okay, is something too good, is something not good enough?
Gotta get you a Smurf.
We can always adjust those. Yeah.
Now a handoff looking right. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
Now, if you missed the beginning of the game, I talked about the two teams. The Rock Island Independents, John Scott, the Rams. They were fourth in the league, and they're so. Oh, nice tackle. Okay. I imagine the interceptions may need to be turned down. And CPUX. Oh yeah, that I mean, although we have only had the one interception, and it was an amazing dive and catch.
Mm-hmm. We've had two fumbles though.
Yeah, they've had two fumbles. The Independents were fourth in the league. They're supposed to have a bye, but I screwed up. And they ended up as a road team. Oh, almost a chip drill.
I mean, it's hard to say whether the turnovers have been really influenced by the adjustment or not, because it's just a one game.
If there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
I'll get through. Off the crossbar. Oh no!
Phantom Fighter, you might want to close your eyes. We just lost our only viewer.
Right.
Well, close game, second half. You obviously hate to leave three out on the field.
Especially in a game like this when you know points are hard to come by.
He just keeps his head right there where it is.
Best opportunity so far, and they come away with nothing.
And the game remains 6-3. The Independents have a touchdown. Now, as far as the Chicago Tigers, there's lots of rumors about them because they only played. Phantom Fighter says he's done. There's lots of rumors about them because they only played 1 year. They were 2-5-2, 1-5-2 against the league. Some historians believe they weren't even a league member, that they were only put in the standings because they played most of their games against the league. But that's not confirmed nor denied. The other rumor is that
there were aliens in the league.
Chris O'Brien of the Racine Cardinals, or Chicago Cardinals by that point, challenged Gil Falcon. I don't know if I'm pronouncing the first name right. G-U-I-L. Goyle? Gil? Whatever.
Guile, maybe?
To a loser leave the league match. The problem with that legend is that the Decatur Staleys moved to Chicago in 1921. There's an injury timeout. Malone. Who's got Malone on the team?
Malone? Good question. No idea.
At least in Madden 19 they show the player's name.
Yeah.
Let me look real quick while we're lining up. Malone is a Tiger.
So he's one of yours.
Grover Malone, rookie out of Notre Dame, 25-year-old wide receiver. So that's awesome.
He'll drop to throw.
We'll test out his replacement right
jeez,
now.
Chicken just blew the coverage. Was that Chicken? Yeah, it was Chicken.
Chicken was running around with his head cut off. And Malone goes out injured. His replacement, Rich Capron, Ralph Capron out of Minnesota, catches the deep pass.
That is one thing I've noticed is you can typically be a victim of switching a player a lot more at a higher difficulty level.
Yeah. And the extra point by Johnny Barrett is good, and this defensive struggle is now 10-6 Tigers. And Malone will return soon. I don't know. I might want to keep Braun in there. Capron showed some speed.
Yeah.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send
Phantom, you ought to like this game being two Chicago-based teams. Where exactly is Rock Island? I know it's somewhere in the Chicago area. I have no idea.
I thought it was Rock Island Bay or something.
I've always been under the impression it was in the Chicago area or somewhere in Illinois. Hey Google, where is Rock Island?
To count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there, we've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't.
Okay, it's 774 miles away from me. Thank you, that helps a lot. It is in Illinois, but 774 miles away from me right now. Hey Google, I'm buying an Alexa. What? She just... I said, hey Google, I'm buying an Alexa, and she goes, my apologies, I don't understand. You are being replaced. My in-laws have an Alexa.
Is west of Chicago, near a small town of Moline.
How far is Rock Island from Chicago?
Right next to the Rock Island Arsenal.
Rock Island is at Illinois. It's 154 miles
They'll
away.
come up now, second and 4.
154 miles. Phantom Fighter says it's by the Iowa border. 2 hours west of Chicago.
Back to throw here.
Oh, what? Why did that guy dive? Look at this right by the catch. The guy just dives for no reason. 3 hours if you go the speed limit.
Yeah, it's right on the border. It follows along the, if I'm thinking right, the Mississippi River.
7 hours if you go around rush hour.
Yeah, it's on the Mississippi River.
Damn. It's on the Mississippi. So, although it's in Illinois, it's just not as close to Chicago as I was led to believe.
Wasn't one of the teams in the ladies baseball league of Rock Island? Wasn't it the Rock Island Peaches?
I don't know. Are you talking about that movie, A League of Their Own?
Well, A League of Their Own, but that's historically.
I've never actually seen that movie all the way through, so.
Really?
I couldn't tell. No, my wife watches it all the time. I know. My wife watches it all the time, but.
You ever been to Cooperstown?
No.
Really?
No, I know. It's like 3 hours for me, and I've never, or 2 hours maybe, and I've never been there.
I was just there last November. Not last, a year ago last November.
I want to hit the 5 major Hall of Fames: the baseball, football, basketball, hockey, and rock and roll. I just haven't got to.
I've been to the baseball one twice. And Hard Rock Cafe does not count. Yeah.
He says Cooperstown is amazing. He's even been there, and he lives in out in the Midwest. I don't want to give away where he lives. That's up to him, but.
I would love to get to the Football Hall of Fame sometime.
How did he catch that?
He aggressively jumped up and caught it. He was aggressive.
I don't have, you know, one of the biggest issue I'm having with switching playbooks and not having mine is I don't have a 4-6 defense.
Yeah, that's the thing about using one playbook all the time. Like that, I notice that even when I'm like playing against or with other teams, because I obviously use the Giants mainly, and but that's part of the reason why I like the enhanced picking of the playbook or version of the playbook, and I don't mind using the coach's suggestions because it helps eliminate a little bit of the confusion. But if you find a particular play you like, you gotta know where it is. That can be a pain in the butt.
He says if you like the Jags, go with the Bengals, or I mean the 46, go with the Bengals or Jags, which is fine. But the problem is that the Bills in 61 or 62 and the Colts obviously aren't going to run a 46 scheme. So I don't know yet what I'm going to be running. I'm going to have to do a little research on that.
Chicken running for the first down.
Chicken with his head cut off. And then I switched, as you were saying. I'm expecting to switch to the guy on the left of the screen.
Right.
So I'm pushing right. They switch me to the guy on the right. And therefore, when I go switched, I'm running right and ran right away from you.
You know, looking at the end of the end zone here, makes me wonder if Katz is in town.
And the touchdown run by, I can't see the name on that.
There was number 20, so it might have been like...
Once you get through the first 12, I don't know because it's first come, first serve at that point. First 12 of the starters, and then after that it...
Beats good tackling on that play, and result, touchdown.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up
So
the actual Madden 19 thing, I don't believe that's because I believe it was doing it even before we changed the settings on this game.
30. Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field. After the long touchdown drive we just saw, you wonder if maybe that's taken a little of the wind out of this offensive sales.
That was entertaining.
Well, we blocked that one guy. I don't know if he might show up.
Yeah. Get troll once and then
actually, I got on my anti-troll video that I did afterwards, I've already gotten 13 views. So.
Yeah, I watched that on my way to work.
Oscar Knopp with a first down.
You know, if there's a guy in there that's named Oscar and another guy in there named Meyer, there's got to be a third guy on the team named Wiener.
Well, Phantom just said he remembered this Madden 19. He's not sure you can judge sliders. For the 8-minute quarters and the old pro setting, I don't think there's a lot of change from 18 to 19 on the settings, so pro to all pro, so I think we're good with that.
And we also had to pause for a little bit to adjust some settings.
The ball is just tipped up into the air, and
it's just an ugly situation. Could have been bad. Could have been really bad for you. Should have been really bad for you.
Quick fingers, I picked the play again. Okay.
Downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
You're posting that picture.
Try the ground game here with the running back.
What?
Anand goes airborne, gets the first down.
Oh, well, don't go spending money on that.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
And the quarterback is lined out way to the right in the Wildcat formation.
Is this a Wildcat?
Kind of
didn't even notice it.
Ah! Yeah, they kind of be realistic for
I
1920.
I don't think the Wildcat was even remotely around back then.
No, but multiple guys played the position of what would be known
Well,
as
yes, I mean, back then it was just kind of a jumbler. Like, if somebody felt like throwing the ball, they'd be like, listen, I'm going to throw it this way.
Yep.
Like, you're much better at throwing short and fast ones. This guy can launch it deep. Which I guess, you know. Oh, man, Marshall. That could have been a nice pick six right there.
I guess they're in a situation now.
Marshall trying to get a defensive touchdown. Phantom says he loves the score of this game.
Well, that's mainly due to, I think, the speed of the players versus...
Well, actually, if you look at the scores on the bottom of the screen, you put up 41 in that game. That one was you were against the computer.
Yeah.
And that one I put 51 and you had 33. Yeah. So this one defense is definitely playing out.
This has been kind of like a more relaxed game because when we've had the settings thing going on. If there is one thing I've noticed, it's those deeper balls like that. I don't know if it's significant, really. They seem to be more inconsistent, but I mean, from what I understand,
that one at 2 will have a lot to do with ratings.
Yeah.
As a whole, All Pro, or did you? I just switched over for this game. So all the settings on the first 3 games were exactly what they were in Sack to the Future. Right down to so the games all felt the same.
Unless the receiver is really wide open, wow, it comes in like a missile. Oh.
Malone comes back in and makes a diving catch he had no business catching. There was nobody open. That would have been a good coverage sack had I not just last second thrown that prayer.
Wow, it's coming in and heat-seeking missile.
Grover Malone must be because he's from Notre Dame. That's why he played with Newt Rockne as a player at Notre Dame. So.
Where's Sam Huff when I need him?
I don't even know if he's born yet. Hey Google, no, because he would have been about 40. And hey Google, when was Sam Huff born?
Right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield.
So he's still 14 years away from. I don't know if you heard that or not, but October 4th, 1934.
Ah.
This broadcast will be a little bit longer, but again, we had I had about 2 minutes before John got his broadcast going, and then we had the stoppage at halftime. So I don't think it'll be too much longer in general.
That's okay. Yeah, we should be alright. Like I said, it only adds 4 more extra minutes to the total gameplay.
Yeah.
So.
And our simulation games for Worst League. Did we agree on Bad Era or what was it? Madden NFL?
Madden, I don't know. Possible. I'm okay with most of the ones that came up.
Except things like Miley Cyrus's Malls.
Yeah. I still thought Fubar was pretty good too. Fubar football.
Anand completes the pass to Barrett for the touchdown, and the Tigers have retaken the lead. 6:23 to go. I think bad NFL content was one that was inspired by this. Is going to be horrible.
Ooh.
Oh, really? That keeps it away from having a field goal tie it. But after this game ends, I am going to immediately start. No, it's almost noon. I got chores to do tonight. I will work on the 75 Bears. I think trying to do 2 a day on my days off were just too much, because last night, although we were storming it, I just didn't feel like doing another team. So I stick to the 1 a day. I have 26 more teams to do in Worst Era than the 22 for Sack to the Future. Of course, my part is small. So 40, what was that, 48? So I have a couple doubles. I won't do anything on the day of the Super Bowl. My wife and I have a date night coming up too, so be about somewhere in early March, I believe Worst Era will be completely named the catch and numbered. And Sack to the Future will take precedence as soon as you guys get through the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And you know one thing, John? If you are able to simulate the Super Bowl, it won't be that we didn't try, because you will have to go through all. You already went through me. You're going to have to go through both of them. So it won't be for lack of effort on our part. You will have earned it.
And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 20.
By all means, the records that I got with those two teams is not indicative of how terrible the league is or anything like that. I just, many times, lucked out.
You've got two of the best rated teams.
Right.
And then looking at 62, the Giants and the Oilers, again, were both runners-up in their leagues, so the Oilers don't start falling off until 63, and the Giants, they're still in the title game of 63 too, so it's 4th and 21, and he's going for it. This could be the game.
Theoretically.
The other thing is that you have your 4th down calls, you might want to be more judicious with on All-Pro.
Yeah.
Gotta try it here. He's back to throw.
Oh, I ran right away from you.
Oh,
I had it, and for some reason, instead of hitting you, I ran by you and waved. Hi, how are you doing? Yeah.
That's the first time I've run 4 verticals on 4th down in a couple weeks, actually. We're trying to change that.
You got to hold me to a field goal. Or Coach, what's the Independence coach? Rube Ursella is going to have a lot to answer for in the press conference.
And they'll go ground game here with the tailback.
Yeah, the one thing too about this is Madden 19 is the running backs are still making moves when. And I know the settings are set up right.
I was just watching a video last night where somebody was claiming that the game is for the most part scripted because of the way the quarterbacks react to pocket pressure and whatnot.
I've seen one guy claims about field goal kicking being scripted, and I see where he's coming from because you can feel it when it's happening.
Right.
I don't know if necessarily. I think the word scripted is wrong. I think it's more or less.
I think it's
that
activated.
There are certain. Yes. As you call it, the random number generator.
Yeah, I think what it is I think it has to do with timing on the player's part with the trigger. If you can hit the trigger, like it's literally the ball is snapped and you're either hitting it as the ball's going or there's something there exactly, and you just are fast enough to get that reaction, and once you get that reaction, it kicks that animation into play, which I think is bogus because it shouldn't be an animation. It should be you were just fast enough to get the player there and get in front of the kicker, and it shouldn't affect the kicker at all.
Yeah. Well, Falcon wasn't in for that play. Alfred Eisler was, and he didn't get anything.
No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
Another thing too with I've noticed between 19 and 18 is you can when you're playing against another person, you can hear when they're pushing the button on a kick. Because you hear 3 little marks on 18.
Yeah. On 19, I haven't. Of course, I don't have it turned up usually because we're broadcasting.
Right. I can't hear it in 19.
All right.
Maybe I'm just not.
I'm gonna have to leave the broadcast for a minute and answer my wife's call.
And the play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves them back 5. Can't afford another delay here as they come up again on 2nd and goal. On the give, this is their fullback. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down.
Here we go. Brand 38. Brand 38.
just kind of get away.
Back to throw.
Oh.
He's got it for a touchdown. In for the score. And the Panthers add on to their lead. And a great example there.
So we'll oh, they're gonna review it. Damn it.
Every year these guys get better at this.
Well, I think
The ruling on the field was upheld. Okay. I was gonna say.
Monday through
Also,
Friday.
a lot of these guys have dance backgrounds, ballet backgrounds, and they take that and carry it over to the football field.
What's that?
Courtney's throwing
The
a
call is to go for one
plan
and
at
kick the
me.
extra point.
I'm trying to figure out exactly what she's planning. I mean, I have an idea what she's planning,
Extra
but
point up and good.
the timing
And
seems
that pushes the lead up to
confusing right
11.
now. So,
Out is the kickoff
No, my wife
unit
was
as
calling
they
to check,
run
see how
up and
things are
send
going
this
on
one
this
away.
snow day, even though we didn't get any snow, it's ice.
This will be fielded at the 6.
But,
And he'll be brought down at the 23, make
Well,
it the 24-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes
the result
Los
of your,
Angeles.
and I know it's the way you play, and you're not going to change, but your fake fourth down backfired, or you're going for a fourth down backfired that
How many
time.
times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term
yeah, that seemed to bite me in the butt.
offense take care of the defense.
see.
I mean,
defense
it
take
doesn't
care of
always
the
bite you, but
That didn't happen on the last
when
possession.
that's
It's
the
a chance
key,
for the
Phantom
defense to
Fighter,
back up
in the
and
NFC title game is to force them into a fourth down.
And recover. The first play of the drive there is incomplete. And incomplete as he
Yes,
As I said, I love you, John, but I don't want you having both teams in the Super Bowl.
Right. Fourth downs are kind of like my kryptonite. I don't believe in punting unless I absolutely have to.
from the 24.
I mean, that's the way you play. That's fine.
And the requirements for me punting are very, very short. It's almost super strategic.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10.
Oh,
And he
I guess
knocks
it's it.
the ball away and it
Milt
falls
E.
incomplete.
Gets up there and hits the ball.
Definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter.
Phantom Fighter says he always tries to force his opponent to fourth downs. So, I mean, that is part of his
The
game.
Rams on
Yeah, but
third
that's
down.
part of
That's a
everybody's
good game.
game.
Options in 9 tries. They've done a great
Default,
job of
most
picking
people
these
will
up.
punt on
This is
fourth down. It
3rd
doesn't
and
matter
10.
where they are unless they're within field goal range. I believe
My
that
other
if you
goal,
punt,
he says, is to get more points. Come on, get him. Oh.
They'll toss
I
it
believe
for
that
it.
if
This
you
is gonna be caught.
punt
23
and you're
yards
inside
on
the
play.
40s, like
And
between
a
the
two-score
40s,
game,
you're
obviously.
wasting a
Every
down.
play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified. Big
Mm-hmm.
pickup.
It was a
You
huge
know,
pickup.
but
What they
that's
really
again
want, though,
just
is
my
to not even get
method.
the third down. They've got to maximize
Yeah,
time
I mean, I can see your point, but, well, you're giving up field position, that's for sure. You really got to trust your defense on that, those
Right.
scenarios.
Back and see this one out after this.
And,
Like if you're inside
I
your
know
own
with the
40s,
Bills,
2nd and 10.
then that might be more conducive to actually punting away.
you were on your own 30 on that one.
They'll drop to throw.
With the Bills, I don't have the secondary. I don't trust my secondary to do stuff like that. The Colts, their defense is strong enough that I might. But of course, jumping up to All-Pro, I don't think I'm going to be doing any kind of fakes for a while. I need to make sure I learn how to win the games first.
He didn't catch that?
Oh, he didn't?
No, he didn't. That was weird.
Well, now here you're on my 48, so it's
Right. This
And
is
you're
what I
down like
consider full
11.
down territory. Never mind the fact that
you're
you're
down by
down
11
well.
on
Here in
2
the
minutes.
last quarter, let's see how this plays out. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive.
And he drops it.
Is incomplete.
Rich Capron with a hit right at the last second, forced it to drop out of
Time remaining.
number 4.
This defense is going to get the football back
Eddie
near
Novak.
midfield, right at the
I
48.
believe had one of your long touchdowns earlier. See, now I go into, since this game is about testing all that, my game plan at this point here is to run the clock out.
Right.
Force you to use your timeouts and gain at least one first down to
And on the ground they go with a running back. And he is met
force
at the line
the
of
end of the game.
scrimmage, and
If I
he goes
can't,
down
on
right
3 downs,
there.
I will punt. But
And now the Rams are going to halt things as they want a timeout.
especially with an
As they
11-point
get with
lead.
just over 90 seconds
If it's
to go
under
in the ball
8,
game.
it depends on the field
Situation
position.
on the doorstep
But
as
right
they
here
come
at the
up 2nd
50,
and
I
10.
think that I'm doing me kind of fakes We'll have to see on the All-Pro how that goes. I'm a lot better at kicking than some people in video games, and I don't know why. I've just always been real good at field goal and punts. So.
Maybe you should have been a kicker going up.
I tried, dude. I did an extra point, and that's it. Now, if I get the first down here, the game is over.
I still find it to be extremely unusual that a punter cannot pick up or kick a field goal.
Well, they didn't even let him try the drop kicks. He can drop kick,
yeah,
but they didn't even let him try.
They'll look to throw here.
Yeah, so that blitz.
Wide open receiver complete.
He had no coverage on that.
That's because it's sold out blitz.
Yeah.
That was a gamble on.
Well, it was third and 8 or so I don't know, to try to pick up the first down.
Yeah, I should have played for that, but I didn't.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the
Well, this is what I love about football. It's really strategy. You got guys who play different. I mean, all four of us have different strategies. Yours is, I would say, you're more of the video game strategy because of the not going for it on fourth and stuff. But that's also more common nowadays with NFL coaches. You see a lot more going for it on fourth down scenarios, not taking the easy 3 points when they're in range. So maybe video game strategy is the wrong term. Maybe it's more of a modern strategy.
See, when I think of video game strategy, the strategy I think of is somebody's using the same like 3 plays over and over and over again, whereas we tend to try and mix it up as much as possible.
Phantom Fighter says he calls your strategy pedal to the metal.
Yeah, I really don't slow down. It's not that I like running up the score. My thing is I like stats. I like with Billy Cannon and Webster, I wanted to take and beat Brown. So I needed more yardage. So anytime I got the ball, I was going to keep running, period. I mean, I wasn't going to stop just because the score was going to keep going up. I wanted the yards. I wanted the records. You know?
So the positive about this is that's the last play, is that I end my 3-game losing streak against you in our personal lifelong competition.
Yeah.
The negative is that my dream of a chicken versus bacon Super Bowl is over. At least, hopefully, they both come back in 1921 and play. I don't know.
Yeah.
But this one was definitely a good defensive game.
Yeah, the head coach kind of looks like a chicken.
Big plays. What's that?
The Rams head coach, he's got like that little frilly haircut. Looks like
he's younger than you.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of that, the Packers hired a new head coach today, Matt LaFleur. And Phantom Fighter says, dang it, I don't know. Oh, he wanted more chicken versus bacon, too. I know, I ruined the chicken versus bacon thing. I'm the bad guy. Vilify me. So the Chicago Tigers, in their only season in the NFL, move on. And we will have the divisional round coming to you shortly. Phantom Fighter, thanks for watching. And somebody just joined the broadcast real late. But thanks for watching this Blast for the Past test game for Sack to the Future. And we will come back with more Blast for the Past in the coming weeks. And tonight on the John M. and Phantom Fighter channels, it's the NFC Championship. Y.A. Tittle and the New York Giants versus Billy Wade and the Chicago Bears. Until next time, I'm Vinny Vincent. He's John M. And you're not.
Something like that. See ya.